Atmanam matparayanaha Manmana bhava madbhakto Madhyaji mam namaskuru Mame vaishyasi yuktvavam Atmanam matparayanaha Manmana bhava madbhakto Madhyaji mam namaskuru Mame vaishyasi yuktvavam Atmanam matparayanaha
Madhyaji mam namaskuru Mam evaishyasi yuktvavam Evam atmanam matparayanaha Manmana bhava madbhakto Madhyaji mam namaskuru Mam evaishyasi yuktvavam Atmanam matparayanaha
Manmana bhava madbhakto
Manmana bhava madbhakto Madhyaji mam namaskuru
Mame vaishyasi yuktvavam
Mame vaishyasi yuktvavam
Atmanam matparayanaha
Atmanam matparayanaha. Anyone else would like to chant? Manmana bhava madbhakto Madhyaji mam namaskuru Mame vaishyasi yuktvavam Atmanam matparayanaha. Word to word meaning. Matmana, always thinking of me. Bhava, become. Mat, my. Bhakta, devotee. Mat, my. Yaji, worshipper. Mam, unto me. Namaskuru, offer obeisances. Mam, unto me. Eva, completely. Yeshyasi, you will come. Yuktva, being absorbed. Evam, thus. Atmanam, your soul. Matparayanaha, devoted to me. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. Translation, kindly repeat. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. Purport. In this verse, it is clearly indicated that Krishna consciousness is the only means of being delivered from the clutches of this contaminated material world. Sometimes unscrupulous commentators distort the meaning of what is clearly stated here, that all devotional service should be offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Unfortunately, unscrupulous commentators divert the mind of the reader to that which is not at all feasible. Such commentators do not know that there is no difference between Krishna's mind and Krishna. Krishna is not an ordinary human being. He is absolute truth. His body, his mind, and he himself are one and absolute. It is stated in the Kurma Puran, as it is quoted by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami in his Anubhashya comments on Chaitanya Charitamrita, 5th chapter, Adilila, verses 41 to 48. Deha dehi vibhedoyam neshware vidyate kvachit. This means that there is no difference in Krishna, the Supreme Lord, between himself and his body. But because the commentators do not know this science of Krishna, they hide Krishna and divide his personality from his mind or from his body. Although this is sheer ignorance of the science of Krishna, some men make profit out of misleading people. There are some who are demoniac. They also think of Krishna, but enviously, just like King Kamsa, Krishna's uncle. He was also thinking of Krishna always, but he thought of Krishna as his enemy. He was always in anxiety, wondering when Krishna would come to kill him. That kind of thinking will not help us. One should be thinking of Krishna in devotional love. That is bhakti. One should cultivate the knowledge of Krishna continuously. What is that favorable cultivation? It is to learn from a bona fide teacher. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we have several times explained that his body is not material, but is eternal blissful knowledge. This kind of talk about Krishna will help one become a devotee. Understanding Krishna otherwise from the wrong source will prove fruitless. One should therefore engage his mind in the eternal form, the primal form of Krishna, with conviction in his heart that Krishna is the Supreme. He should engage himself in worship. There are hundreds of thousands of temples in India for the worship of Krishna, and devotional service is practiced there. When such practice is made, one has to offer obeisances to Krishna. One should lower his head before the deity and engage his mind, his body, his activities, everything. That will make one fully absorbed in Krishna without deviation. This will help one transfer to Krishna Loka. One should not be deviated by unscrupulous commentators. One must engage in the 9 different processes of devotional service, beginning with hearing and chanting about Krishna. Pure devotional service is the highest achievement of human society. The 7th and 8th chapters of Bhagavad Gita have explained pure devotional service to the Lord, that is free from speculative knowledge, mystic yoga and fruitive activities. Those who are not purely sanctified may be attracted by different features of the Lord, like impersonal Brahmajyoti and localized Paramatma, but a pure devotee directly takes to the service of the Supreme Lord. There is a beautiful poem about Krishna in which it is clearly stated that any person who is engaged in the worship of demigods, any person who is engaged in the worship of demigods is most unintelligent and cannot achieve at any time the supreme award of Krishna. The devotee in the beginning may sometimes fall from the standard, but still he should be considered superior to all other philosophers and yogis. One who always engages in Krishna consciousness should be understood to be a perfectly saintly person. His accidental non-devotional activities will diminish and he will soon be situated without any doubt in complete perfection. The pure devotee has no actual chance to fall down because the Supreme Personality, the Supreme Godhead personally takes care of his devotees, of his pure devotees. Therefore, the intelligent person should take directly to the process of Krishna consciousness and happily live in this material world. He will eventually receive the supreme award of Krishna. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports, the 9th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, in the matter of the most confidential knowledge. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripa tamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, this is a very essential verse today that we are discussing. Rather, the essence of whole Bhagavad Gita comes exactly in the middle of Bhagavad Gita. This verse. Ninth chapter is titled, Prabhupada gives the title as Most Confidential Knowledge, and this verse is the most important verse or the essential verse of this chapter. Let us try to have a brief brief overview of what is Krishna discussing in this chapter from the beginning. In the first few verses, Krishna glorifies Rajavidya and how to get this most confidential knowledge. The qualification is anasuyave, means one should be free from envy, or one should be non-envious. So such a person can receive this most confidential knowledge. So Krishna is telling, because Arjuna is non-envious, that's why Krishna is imparting this knowledge, most confidential knowledge, to him. And Krishna glorifies this knowledge as the king of education. and how it is a Raja Guhyam, the most secret of all secrets, etc. And then Krishna tells how those who are not faithful in his devotion, in Krishna, in rendering devotion service, they cannot attain Krishna. They cannot attain Krishna, and they come back to the material world in the cycle of birth and death. And Krishna tells about his opulences. After telling about his own opulences, his glories, Krishna tells how even when Krishna descends in himself in the form of in human form, still foolish people, they deride him and they cannot know the Krishna's transcendental nature. And in the later parts, Krishna glorifies his pure devotees, how they are always engaged in glorifying the Lord. Satatam kirtayanto mam, etc. Krishna tells the glories of pure devotional service, and he tells that how mam hi partha vyapasritya episyuhu papayonah striya vaishyas tada sudra stepi anti param gatim. Means even Krishna tells whoever may, even they may be of lower birth, or striya vaishyas tada sudra, women or vaishyas or sudras, whoever may be, but those who take to this pure devotional service, those who take shelter of Krishna, they will attain the supreme destination. They will go back to Godhead. And what to speak of the righteous Brahmanas and saintly kings? Like that, Krishna glorifies the pure devotional service. And after one knows all these glories, what one has to do, Krishna is telling in this verse. That is, manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktvavam atmanam matparayanaha. Means engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. So this is this is a most essential verse. So although this is not a complete overview that I have told, but some just few salient points I have told from this chapter. So first thing Krishna is telling, engage your mind always in thinking of me. So Prabhupada is discussing in the purport regarding this, that how one should be thinking of Krishna in devotional love. That is bhakti. One should cultivate the knowledge of Krishna continuously. So now the question comes, how to engage our mind always in thinking of Krishna? How can we engage our mind always in thinking of Krishna? I would like to ask the devotees. By chanting the holy names. Yes. Any other answer? By engaging in his service. Yes.
We are engaging our mind in the chanting Krishna. Actually, just we are attending this Mangal Arati. We have to prepare ourselves in advance. Actually, when we are going to sleep, even then we have to remember Krishna. That we have to attend the Mangal Arati. while getting prepared for Mangala Aarti, immediately remember the Krishna activity. When we come to the temple actually for attending Mangala Aarti, then we glorify the Krishna activity in Mangala Aarti. So in this way actually we attend actually Darshan Aarti, then we go to the Bhagavatam actually. All the ways actually we engage in devotional service. This is the way actually. And sometimes we offer our personal service without any return of the money actually in the temple actually. So all this is actually engaging ourselves in the Krishna service. Pardon? And the evening actually we usually comes to attend the Gita session actually. And then again further the Sunday Aarti actually. All this thing is remember Krishna, engage in devotional service. If we are at home, we sometimes we read actually some books actually pertaining to Prabhupada or Krishna or Gita, any books actually. Sometimes we see this actually websites also. All this actually.
So, Prabhupada is mentioning here very important thing, that is, one must engage in the 9 different processes of devotional service, beginning with hearing and chanting about Krishna. So this is the most important engagement for us is Shravanam, the hearing about Krishna. So therefore Srila Prabhupada has designed our morning program and evening program along with this Bhagavatam class in the morning and evening Bhagavad Gita class, so that morning and evening we can come together and hear about Krishna. So hearing about Krishna is the most important way to, and other thing is chanting the holy names. So this is the most important engagement Just like Prahlad Maharaj says, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. So hearing, out of all these things, Shravanam is the most important thing. And if hearing is nicely done, naturally one can do the Kirtanam also nicely. Chanting also one can do nicely. Then Smaranam will naturally happen. One can naturally think about Krishna. If our hearing and chanting is weak, then our remembering of Krishna is also weak. So therefore we have to, as a practice, we should every day take out time and do these things with great priority, hearing and chanting. We should try to give quality time of our day to these two most important activities, that is hearing and chanting. Many times we tend to neglect our hearing and chanting in the name of different services or like that. But we should try to give quality time to our these two important activities, because if we neglect this our most important activities of devotion service, then naturally we feel weak in our Krishna consciousness. We will not be able to do other services in service attitude or in Krishna consciousness. But if we take care of these activities nicely, then all other activities of the day also will fall in place. So with faith we should take out quality time for this, our chanting the 16 rounds as Srila Prabhupada has recommended, and hearing. Then naturally all other things also will fall in place. And another thing Prabhupada says about is paying obeisances. Paying obeisances is although very simple act, but it is very potent activity. In Krishna consciousness, many acts are simple, like chanting Hare Krishna may appear simple, but because it is empowered by the parampara, by Srila Prabhupada, Acharyas, it is a very potent activity. Similarly, there are many potent activities. Although it may appear simple, like paying obeisances, it is a very simple activity, but when done consciously, it has so much, it purifies our consciousness, especially when we pay obeisances to the Lord or to Vaishnavas. It is very we receive the blessings of the Vaishnava to whom we are paying obeisances. So we do these activities, but many times we do them in a very mechanical way, without having any feelings or without understanding how potent are these activities. But we should try to do these activities with faith and try to do them feelingly. Then it has so much of purifying effect on our consciousness. Like we water Tulsi Maharani, or we do circumambulation of Tulsi Maharani. All these things may appear to be very simple activities, but it has so much potency. Like it is said, Yani kani cha papani brahma hatyadikani cha tani pranashyanti pradakshina pade pade. So also Srila Prabhupada is mentioning in this purport about how there are many unscrupulous commentators who misdirect or they mislead the general masses from devotional service by giving wrong interpretations on the verses of Bhagavad Gita. We are very, very fortunate to have these purports written by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada has told these purports are his devotional ecstasies. So we are very fortunate to have these purports by Srila Prabhupada, which are giving us pure devotional service, and they are protecting us from all the different misconceptions that are given by many unscrupulous commentators. So we should be very grateful to Srila Prabhupada for giving these purports highlighting pure devotional service, and we should really make it a point to every day take out our time and dedicate our time to study these purports very scrutinizingly. Even we may understand it or may not understand it. We should not be thinking that by reading by our own effort we will understand. The understanding will be gifted by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and the Acharyas when we are trying to put an effort to study these books to please Srila Prabhupada. Just like the South Indian Brahmana, he was just trying to follow the instruction given by his spiritual master. His spiritual master told him to study Bhagavad Gita. So he was trying to follow, although he was not able to read properly also, but he was trying to follow. But because of his sincere effort, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was pleased by his sincere effort, and Krishna revealed in his heart all the secrets of this Bhagavad Gita, all the deep realizations of Bhagavad Gita, which all other Pandits or the scholars of that place, they could not understand that what is actual message of Bhagavad Gita, but that Brahmana who was illiterate, he could understand, because he was trying to study Bhagavad Gita because it was instructed him to please his spiritual master. He was studying. So similarly, we may not understand what is Bhagavad Gita, what Srila Prabhupada is telling, the deep messages, but still if we are trying to study and trying to put effort to understand, Krishna being pleased, he will reveal the knowledge, reveal the realizations in our heart. So we should really try to study these purports given by Srila Prabhupada very scrutinizingly as an expression of gratitude to Srila Prabhupada for giving us these purports. Srila Prabhupada has did with lot of hard work. He spent so much time and so much energy in writing these purports. So to reciprocate with that, we should try to study these purports and take these teachings and try to apply in our life. Any one question we can take? 1 minute is there. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.